If you require an authorization process prior to making purchase orders, requisitions can be this intermediary step, even from users who don't have security access to purchasing. Requests to purchase items can be made from the inventory list, or from within sales or production orders. A requisition is not a transaction in Spire, but rather a record for a specific inventory item to be purchased, but not yet added to a purchase order, linked to a source from where the request was made. There are many places where requisitions can be initiated from. One location is the inventory module, where you can highlight one or more records from the grid and use the requisition button on the toolbar to start the process. An interesting column to consider is the suggested order quantity value, which is calculated from the quantity on hand, reorder point, minimum order quantity, and all outstanding transactions with this item. An easy way to create requisitions from here is to use a filter where the suggested order quantity is greater than 0, and select all of the desired inventory. You're not limited to creating requisitions for items with a non-zero suggested order quantity, but this process allows you to focus just on the items that have immediate demand. After clicking the button, the list of selected inventory items will appear in a requisition window, where you can uncheck an item box to exclude it, and make changes to desired quantities if you want something different than the suggestion. Unit costs could also be changed if something different is known, as can the vendor if the purchase is to be made from one different than the primary vendor configured on the item. You can print requisitions list report for just the selected items from this window, or all requisitions already made, if you wanted to ensure you are not replicating a purchase request. When you are ready, click the Save button to include the selections with non-zero required quantity values to the main requisitions list, or Process to create the purchase order if user security has been configured to allow it. Separate purchase orders are created for each vendor, and if an open purchase order already exists for a vendor and user security settings allow, you can append that purchase with the new requisitions. Another location to create requisitions from is the Sales Order module, either from the list of sales orders or when editing an order. Either place has a requisition button that will load all items from the selected orders into the requisition window. Only back-ordered items are available to create requisitions by default, with non-zero required quantities, but you could edit the selection or required quantity of any inventory items. Then you could either save the requested requisitions or process the list to one or more purchase orders for all selected items that have a required order quantity value. Note that if you use the optional production order module and you are requisitioning a manufactured item, this will be processed as a production order and not a purchase order. Requisitions processed from sales orders will have the respective order number stored on item details, and the target opened to view the purchase or production. Also, if you use the optional Production Manager module, then production orders can have requisitions made for component items with not enough stock to build the manufactured item, in the same way as sales orders and back-ordered items. Either from the main production order list for selected orders, or when editing a specific order, click the Requisition button to allow selecting the component items to requisition. Make any desired changes and either save or process the choices. The Requisitions module is the place that contains the list of inventory items requested to purchase or produce, where you can toggle off the Hide Process button to also see requisitions that have already been sent to purchase or production orders. New requisitions cannot be created here, but unprocessed inventory can be edited to change the required quantity or cost. When a single item is highlighted, you can look up the vendor prices so that you can determine the lowest cost for the purchase. Or to investigate the transaction where the requisition came from, click the View Source button to open the item or order. If you choose not to purchase or produce a requisition item, you can highlight it and delete it from the list. When you are ready to create a purchase order, highlight all the items on the grid that you wish to order, then click the Process button. Those items will immediately be added to separate purchase orders for each vendor, or even append to an open purchase for the vendor if user security allows this. In the case of manufactured items, each item is sent to separate new production orders. When a processed requisition item is highlighted, you can use the View Target button to open the purchase or production order created from processing. When the resulting purchase or production order is completed, the associated requisition records will automatically be removed from this list. Similarly, if the order is deleted, then the requisitions will also be removed. If you would like more information about Spire accounting, access the link in the description below to our homepage. Read the online manual help for additional assistance. Watch more videos from this playlist. And subscribe to the Spire YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.